go for a cent. Adds up eventually, no credential, but they're so essential. Rhyme structure, coincidental with the celestial, presidential, so temporary. The evidence is stacking up, but no hope for the judiciary. Principles are tested every meeting with the pot to carry. Apostles vary, but the possibilities are scary. No hospitality for the garish. Old English so endless, lost in the sauce, no pretenses. I'm defenseless against the pressure of the universe at large. Not a charge, no offense, no golden gates unless the contentions are answered. Blaring like the speakers, letting the volume leaking out the streets. A bottle of bleach to cross across the sheets. See what it offers. Bleak coffers be emptied on top of the heap. All the dollars will bleed. Contemptuous, soul temptress, blown over the temple with no flag, just a tilted cathedral towards the tunnels. Mass graves dug past the outpost. Class struggle pounds the pavement, ain't no other. Lasted upward of 100,000 last suppers. Blasted the upper classes with a gash in the comfort. Exhausted gas escapes the windpipe and hides in the cupboard. A couple bored employees might discover if they would in the woods. Lost linger longer than they thought they should, bringing the conclusions faster. If they drink from the plaster, ignorant disaster happens in a flash for the last imposters. Proper plots clog the thoughts, blogs and columns factor in. Feel ingredients at the mention of the rare ingredients they brought up after. It all starts with the twitch of the eye. The instance gets high. I'm insistent. Why is you whole show inconsistent? You lie. Wait in the coals like where I lie for you to fry. See if I can't wait you out until you die. Living like someone written on the back of the good to dance. I'm hidden, mind shaking, how it did when my blood thickens. No worries, word of mouth will carry him out the route. Not as stout, fully facing the doubt of the long and loud of scout me out of the crowd. Run the account, fuck what they talking about. I'm just running out of free clout. About to steal some from the Apple store. Built out like a full 4-course meal and then some more. Carnivore, you carnate asada to me if you corny. Calm and sworn, but honestly worn down to the smallest form. What the fuck is all this shit for? I just need a minute of solace or 4. Why avoid the subject? Try to comply, but I'm bored of the suspect. Original language coming back to me, and it fluctuates, but I think I can catch the punctuation. Instrumentation floods the ear canal, and it takes its place in the mix. Me and the neighborhood kids don't mix. Avoid this, fold fist, claw your way out if you wanna live. Pausing, waiting on the poles and hoping to coexist. Noticing the notoriety is a product of my willingness to go with the gist. Holding the 4-leaf clover, keeping hope in my wits. Might just fold if the wind blows, that's just how brittle your bones is. Barely honed in, phoning it in and still holding the pen. Posting where I'm posting, let the cloning begin. Homing device, narrowing the search and bring it in. See if the strain stretches out your ligaments thin. Bold crystalline, isn't it fine? Pulling the pine kills, looking for millions of miles before you find thrills. Climb thrills in through people's faculties, embrace for the kill. Limping yet letting dilapidated children clip your ankles. Brimming with angers, ununderstandable that anchors. Placing the placards back in the backyard. Patchwork wouldn't go that far for the patch up the nasty work that they brought about. It's all about clout, that's what they're stalling about. Going the stalling route, if I have to, with how you sold me out. Superman in a can, on shelves for a limited time only. Grab some while you can, and leave a tall building while living mouth to hand. Big S on the chest, not obsessed like the rest. All rest gets misplaced, loot this clockwork, reverse the hands, disperse kryptonite propaganda across the land. Small glands of perspiration nurse the grave, before the mummy's curse tried to concur with the page. Take flight and aim for the great height. Pro-capital propaganda at odds with itself, tearing apart its inner conscience while flying off the shelf. Self-help in the form of superpowered capes made of felt. Spider-Man mask hanging off the chin with mama's help. Problem child channeling self-worth into cosmic wild fantasies. All the wild components of the family drifting further from me. Opiate of the masses, so be it. So controlling are the masters of the universe. Lex Luthor's green light and Superman franchise pieces to appease the masses. Easy access to the unhinged and uneasy madness. Leaning back like Fat Joe on nostalgia that numbs the derealization process. ameliorate the defiance in the face of the corporate merger. Wild West, wildest yet finest moments captured while the camera's off. Hippies start the stanzas off and never finish it. I might diminish it in the eyes of the need replenishing. Hives all centuries off century in the eyes. Feel the tides turning, but my concern is if I'm learning the right lessons, pin cushions in my mind, spinning and burning with bright confessions, life extensions, high propensity, sky ascendants, making the time spin in the right direction again, unflinching, wrenching the weapons and clenching the guts to conceal the pressures. Wait till the sun reveals the right ceiling textures, floating like treasures in the ocean after the scrolls unleash the holy fissures. Tsunami coming soon, I'm assuming it's one way, crushing a tune with left in a lovely tube with a billionaire till the pressure consumes it. Nothing less than a movement, putting a groove into the blue texture of time and making a new dent on the time continuum. Fine, eyes pendulum back and forth all the while. All the smiles hide behind the eyes when they can, but they left behind for miles in a pen. Lost in time and folds in my mind, untold in scrolls I'm scrolling, numbing and nagging. What in the fuck is happening? Crumbling empires, tumbling backwards in history written in stone and smashed to pieces. A citizen known to the universe only, floating and lonely, burning at both feet. The journey gets long and halls are yawning, open to on and fronting in what I'm crushing the memory. Hone rank on the enemy for the sake of the intricacies and the plot and the tendency for anonymity. Faded, just jaded, just facing the pain head on and hoping to brace in time, leaving the base to increase the grind, keeping the pace but it leaves me blind. Everything weighs so heavy, animating my bones are threading, broken spending, open ending, closing in on the clone of my code defending. Oldest end in the book, go cold, don't hold resentment, just look back in time, going back in time, riding back on the iron, on the eye I'm lying, loaded and loading my iron and hoping my aim is entirely rhyming, hold it in line. I remember something you said when you're keeping your temper. Temperature bubbling fast, heated and dilated pupils get pulled back, sentiments get pushed past. Other than everything you ever did, I barely remember a thing in my head. Locked in a box and the key in the bed of the sea, never to be retold or seen again. You told me that you would see me again, needed a hand, keeping it pinned so I needed a pen. You didn't know it was easier then when it's codependent, needing to spin it again, spinning the block and seeing if you were still where I had left you then. With an asterisk, that's the risk of playing with the DNA of the maddest. Maddening, happening faster than a blink. Fantastic for the more plastic, wrapped around the finger of the known classic. Owned acid, prone to the known clashes of nomenclatures. Cloned assets, blown up past their accessible net worth. Not that susceptible to reason or principle. Even a few monsters left in the stable with unstable molecules. Probably got a lot of y'all confused, not enthusiastic. Got a lot of bruises on my fist, potted plants not allowed to thrive without sunlight, cash flow. Always wanna be acting aggro on the map so far. Gone looking for directions, back to the capsule. Modules transporting me I'm back in time and transmitting the photography across time and space instantly. No hindrance, no engines can cross the barrier limitlessly. The density of matter doesn't matter to infinity. I've lost the plot, I'm not a chemist, I'm the chemistry. React explosively to your philosophy. Box of sophistry, I box without a second thought. Boxed in like a product of my environment. Broken spine and haunted eyes, I've been across the boundary and back again. Ain't no going back from what I've seen from then. I seen from them like evil ants attacking earth, but it's a seamless plan. I needed to know where evil spans from. Can it even stand for a single handle of the fucking rancor? I mean Indomitus, indomitable Rex. I'm a problem, a hex. Fuck what you talking about next. I'm what the fossils do. 100,000 years past my death. Reanimation, contamination of the city through fingerprints of dust. Hope lingers in the hearts until it's crushed. But a reptilian, all too familiar. So scathing, so sinister, uncaring. Won't register as a threat or a competitor. Just open